Hiring your first employee is a sign your business is growing and things are going great. But before you can go and hire that first employee, you gotta be careful about all the different rules and regulations concerning hiring your first employee. If you fail to set up your payroll system properly or you miss remittances, that liability ultimately will fall on you as the business owner. But don't worry, in this video, I'm gonna go over everything A to Z about hiring your first employee and how to make it much simpler. So if you're already in business, you should already have a business number. Whether you're incorporated or a sole proprietor, you would have a 9-digit business number. If you're still setting up your business, check out my other video, starting your first business in Canada. So considering you already have a business number, that doesn't mean you're registered for all of the CRA accounts, such as a payroll account or a GST account. You need to register individually for these accounts. So what you need for doing payroll is setting up a payroll account. So this would be the same 9 digits, but followed by RP0001. Now you can set up a payroll account online. CRA has a system where you can register for new accounts easily online. Or if you prefer, you can also call CRA on their general business line and do it over the phone. All right, so you've already interviewed and you found the person you're gonna hire. There's a few things you need to do to get your employees' information. So one is the basic information, such as their legal name, their social insurance number, their address, verify that social insurance number. And then next, you also need to get them to complete a form, a TD1 form. So this will tell you how much income taxes to deduct off their paychecks. Employees have 3 deductions off of each paycheck. So one is their income tax, the second is the CPP, and the third is EI. So let's go over all of those 3 individually. So income tax, this one's pretty obvious. So this is how much income tax to deduct off of their paychecks. And to figure this out, CRA has an online payroll. It's actually called CRA's online payroll tool calculator. So I'll leave the link in the description below. You can check that out for different wages and salaries, how much taxes you should deduct. Next up is the CPP, the Canada Pension Plan. So any workers or employees between the ages of 19 and 69, they need to contribute into CPP. For 2023, the rate is 5.95% on earned income between $3,500 and $63,100. So the employee has to pay 5.95% off their paycheck, and the employer also needs to match that by 5.95% and remit that to the government. It's the employer's duty to remit both the employer and the employee's portion to the government. All right, and finally, we have employment insurance. If you've ever been laid off, or you're lucky enough to be on EI, you got those free checks for a little while until you found a job. The system is designed to help you, stay on your feet while you're still looking for work. Employees have to contribute into EI off of every single paycheck as well. So for 2023, EI rates are 1.63% of earned income between $3,500 and $61,500. That is for the employee, and that comes off their paycheck. The employer is also required to match EI contributions at 1.4 times whatever the employee's portion is. And again, of course, the employer is responsible for sending the EI payments for both the employee and the employer to the government and on time. Again, the employer is responsible for sending the CPP, the EI, and the income tax deductions off of each paycheck and to match the employer portions and send them to the government on time. So let's take a look at an example. If you are a brand new company and you're running payroll for the first time, you would be considered a regular remitter. What that means is you need to remit these taxes by the 15th of the following month. So let's take a look at an example. Let's say it's the month of August and you ran payroll for your staff twice. So August 15th, they got paid, and then they got paid again on August 31st. So the CPP, the EI, and the income tax for both those pay periods need to be paid to the government before the 15th of the following month. So for August, those remittances need to be paid by September 15th. Okay, and then finally, we have that one last filing we need to do, the T4. If you've ever had a job, you would have received a T4 from your employer. This states total income earned in the calendar year, your CPP deductions, your EI deductions. So what happens is the employer, we're looking at this from the employer side of things, the employer needs to file one of these for each single employee they had in the year, and then CRA is gonna match those deductions that you said you took to the payments you made to CRA. Now, this year, There's been a lot of payroll audits that we've seen just because people may have missed a payment or the numbers don't match. So it's super important you're on top of this every single month, or otherwise you're gonna face unnecessary penalties and fines that do add up fast. Now, if this sounds confusing and tiresome and how am I gonna make all these calculations? Luckily, we live in a world of awesome technology and there's apps that can help us with this. Our favorite, the one that we recommend, the one that we use is called WagePoint. The reason we love WagePoint so much, it's easy to set up and it's easy to run. So normally for our clients, we set the system up for them and then we train them on how to run it themselves going forward, saving them a little bit of money. So why WagePoint? So the beauty of WagePoint is, this is what I love. It has direct deposit. So first of all, for your employees, once you run payroll, it gets the final numbers for you. It does the calculations automatically if it's been set up correctly. It'll pay your employees direct deposit based on the schedule you set up. And then even better is that it pays CRA on your behalf too. So it'll direct deposit from your corporate account and pay CRA without you having to do anything extra. You'll never have a late filing fee. You'll never have, interest charges that are unnecessary because WagePoint takes care of all that for you. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about my favorite expense, which is travel. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.